finally, we know about Veldora's kit in Grand Summoners JP and soon to be Grand Summoners Global, probably within like the next 2 or 3 months, which is crazy to say because this is a very anticipated unit. I feel like ever since Tensura came out, people have asked for Veldora and he is finally here. But we gotta see how good his kit is along with Shizu's kit. I took a glance at both of them. They're looking pretty solid, boys. They are looking pretty solid. First and foremost, let's get it out the way. The boy Veldora is an Earth Dragon, ladies and gentlemen. We got our first Dragon Ascended unit. These are his slots right here. And as you see with his skill, he's able to increase this skill's damage to non-boss enemies by 100%. A little bit of a whack skill effect, not gonna cap, but you know, it is what it is. The art is very self-sufficient, giving himself 7 arts per second. The art is extremely self-sufficient, that as soon as you activate this for 60 seconds, you get 7 arts per second. Really good stuff there. Kind of wish that this was more of just a passive effect instead, but hey, what can you do? The true art is able to buff up everybody's attack by 200% and Earth allies paralysis and freeze res by 100%. Pretty much gives them will not flinch. The super art is probably the strongest thing here. As you see, it's earth damage magic, and then for 25 seconds ignore 100% of the enemy's defense and increase human, dragon, and demon allies damage by 200%. This guy works perfectly with Evil Eye. Hopefully this is like a precursor to us getting a ton of dragon characters in the future, because I want more, man. I want as many dragons as we can have in Grand Summoners. These are his passives right here, and look at this one passive. When near death, you heal all allies HP by 100% and increase all allies arts by 100. This is literally Alpha's passive and Summer, Luvia, and Rin's passive combined into a singular passive. He also has a thing like Delta, where based on his own attack, he's gonna get more damage. Very strong stuff there. And he has Earth allies give BE output up by 20%. He has a true weapon too, which buffs up his own magic damage. If the user is Earth, for 10 seconds, you increase your own attack by 50%. Also, when equipped by Veldora, he gets another attack buff plus art gauge up by 1 per second. Me personally, I would use this true weapon on Veldora, and I feel like Veldora's gonna have a amazing place in the meta. I feel like some people are probably looking at this guy as like, oh, he's terrible. To me, I don't think he would really be terrible necessarily, but he definitely is a little bit more selfish compared to some of the other characters we've received from this crossover and just like in general within the Ascended era. As for the first dragon character though that we have in the Ascended era, he's pretty solid. I like he's hybrid damage too between physical and magic. I think that's pretty sick. But yeah, overall, pretty okay character we got going right here. Next, we have Shizu. As you heal with the skill, she's increased her all arts by 40, and you heal ally with the lowest HP by 20%. She also has a 100% chance to burn the enemy on that art right there. The true art is increasing all allies magic damage by 180%. We have the super art that increases, allies 80% HP get 60 arts, and then for 20 seconds, you reduce enemy's fire res by 160. If the enemy is burning, you reduce the enemy's fire res by an additional 160. So a 320% fire res down is kind of OD. And I'm already seeing here in the passive, at start of battle, which this is every single time you transition in a stage, reduce enemy's burn res by 50% for 120 seconds. Increase own damage against burning enemies by 100%. Oh god, we have another Natsu. Increase own arts by 4 when own self is burning. Okay, the Ifrit treatment, right? If you guys remember Ifrit from back in the day, that is a Ifrit passive right there. And then for her true weapon, for 10 seconds, reduce enemies damage res by 20%. If user is fire, reduce enemies damage res by an additional 10%. If user is human, reduce the enemy's damage res by an additional 10%. So a 40% DR down, you are able to increase own damage, heal amount, and HP recovery amount by 30%. Heal amount, HP recovery amount, and damage. So what this does is that any healing that she receives while she has this true weapon on will instantly be 30% more powerful. Like, what? That's actually insane. And then any healing she does, that's pretty solid. But this is literally super awoken Ifrit. Here's the biggest issue with this character. Just like any status effect character in this game, a lot of bosses are just straight immune to status effects. There's a few, you know, that aren't, that maybe that you have to burn them. That's the main mechanic or something like that. But majority of in-game bosses are just completely immune to all status effects in the game. So we'll have to see how well this goes. Last time they made a unit unit as crazy as this, like with their super art, was Valentine's Day Miranda. And Valentine's Day Miranda for a little bit there was destroying every piece of content and was really regarded as a very top tier unit in JP. Shortly after that, like not even within like the next 2 or 3 months, she got heavily countered by all in-game fights because they were completely immune to poison and she couldn't get off her massive amounts of physical res down. Ladies and gentlemen, that is it for this video. Tell me down below what you guys think about Shizu and Veldora. Me personally, I'm actually liking both these characters. I don't know if they're necessarily a must summon, especially Shizu. I think she's just a great addition to Mono Fire. The only character that I may say would be somewhat of a must summon, and this may be a bit controversial, would be Veldora, because he is the first dragon ascended character, and it's possible that just later on down the line, as we get more and more dragon characters, we're going to get more and more synergy with him, so he's going to become even better. That would be the only reason he would be a character you want to summon, just because of the potential he may have. Of course, I feel like everybody from this crossover is pretty solid, but no one's necessarily like a must summon in my opinion. Of course, this may change as, you know, we get closer to the global release and I see more gameplay with them and more content. But yeah, everybody from this crossover seems relatively solid. Definitely, I would say Kimono Demon Lord Rimuru seems just bonkers as an attacker. Everyone else seems like pretty strong characters. Either way, though, that's going to be it for this one. Thank you all again for hanging out. If you enjoyed this video, remember to check out this video popping on the screen right now. Great content. Guarantee you love it. I'll meet you over there. But before you leave, don't forget to drink water.